going to be ranking Chapter 3, Season 2 Fortnite weapons on the tier list. Okay, so first up we've got the Anvil rocket launcher. I think this gun is quite a solid gun. It's hard to use against people, but it's really good against tanks and other vehicles that would normally be quite an issue for you. So I'm going to put this in good. Okay, next up we've got the auto shotgun. Now, I think this is probably one of my favourite shotguns in the game, and would be my favourite except for one other shotgun that is currently in the game. We'll talk about that later. But I think solid gun, definitely good to pick up off spawn. You can get a couple kills with it, and it does solid headshot damage as well. So I'm putting this in strong, especially if you get a purple or gold one. Okay, next up we've got the Striker Burst. I think the Striker Burst is probably my favourite AR this season. I think it's really unique with its aim down sights thing, kind of like the MK, but it zooms in a bit more for me, I think. And I think the 2-round burst is quite good, even though the slower fire rate, it's so accurate. If you just hit people a couple of times, you could definitely take all their shield away or kill them. Okay, next up we've got Combat SMG. Now, I love this SMG. I wish it got voted in Chapter 2 Season 8. If you didn't know, there was a vote between the Combat AR and the Combat SMG, and I voted for the Combat SMG. But I think it's a solid gun. It would have been in the drum shotgun category at the start of the season, but now it's been nerfed a bit, so I'm going to put it in good. Okay. Now for the drum shotgun. I think you know where this is going. And do we really need to say anything about it? 80 headshot damage, about 3 shots a second of it. A really damaging round. It will just melt any person at close range. Okay, next up we've got the heavy sniper. Now, me liking snipers at one shot, I personally would say it's not that great, but I do love something about it. I love the fact that when you shoot it, the bullet speed of the shot that you fire is so much faster than it used to be, allowing for much longer range sniping. And with a legendary one, you can still get a 198 sniper, and if you have an MK, you can finish them off really quickly. So I'm going to put that in good, I reckon. Okay, next we have the Hunter Bolt Action. Now, if the heavy sniper wasn't in the game, I'd probably rank this higher, but I'm going to put this in okay, because it has 3 shots in it, and it does decent body damage, and really good headshot damage for this season. But I don't think it lives up to the heavy sniper as much in the sniping category. Right, next up we've got the MK. Now, the MK7's had a lot of changes and a lot of nerfs as well, because it was so broken in Chapter 3 Season 1. But I still think it's a solid gun, especially for picking off people at far range. But at close range it's nowhere near as good as it used to be, and it's not very good in build modes either anymore, in my opinion, as it used to damage walls a lot more. So I'm going to put this in okay. I'm gonna put it in good actually, because it's not a bad weapon. It's not a bad weapon. I need to learn how to use it again, because it's so low damage now. You can't just hit a few shots and then swap to a shotgun or something. Right. Now we have the Ranger. Personally, probably my second favourite AR this season. I think it's really solid. It's like the Scar kind of, but not as damaging. I think it's got good accuracy, very good hip fire accuracy for them close range fights where you don't have enough time to swap to a shotgun. And I think it's overall it's an okay AR. I would rate it. Okay. Now, this is a tricky one for me. The Ranger shotgun. I do like this shotgun quite a lot. I love the really satisfying hits that you get for like 160 damage to the body and stuff. It's insane. But I feel like with the one shot, if you miss that shot and you're going against someone with a drum shotgun, you're pretty much bound to be dead. So I think I'm gonna put this in okay as well. It's good to pick up with floor loot, or if you have a really good SMG, or you just want to hit a nice sliding shotgun kill clip or something. But overall, it's an okay weapon. Okay, now we have the revolver. I think this weapon, if you get a lucky headshot, that's like, with a gold one, 132 damage. That's bonkers. But it's kind of hard to use, I would say. So I'm gonna put it in okay as well. Unless you get a higher rarity one, I'd only use this off spawn really. And now we have the pistol, which I'm just gonna put straight into trash, because the one thing I don't like about the pistols is that you have to tap the trigger every time you want to fire. And it can be good at beaming people in close range, and it can do a lot more damage per second than some of the ARs that are ranked higher. But it's just, if you're in a panicky situation, you can't just hold down a button like the drum shotgun and just shoot people and kill them. You have to think about tapping the button as quick as you can and making sure that you're hitting your shots to kill them. So that's why for me it goes in trash, and I would barely even pick this up on spawn. I think you're better off with a pickaxe sometimes. Okay, now the Stinger. This is a difficult choice for me, because I personally like the combat SMG more still, but the Stinger has a lot more range, I would say. And in Chapter 3 Season 1, sorry, I think it was probably my favourite gun. But this season, I think I'm going to put it just below the combat SMG, because I just love it a little bit more. Okay, now I have the Striker Pump shotgun. Okay, I'm not really sure where to rank this one, to be honest, because if you get a solid hit, it's a very strong weapon. If you miss your shot, it's got a kind of long time to it's got a long time between shooting, I would say. So, it depends. If you can hit your shots, I would put it in strong, maybe even drum shotgun. But actually, no, not drum shotgun, because noobs can't really use this shotgun very easily, I would say. So I'm gonna put it in strong, because it's a solid shotgun. Okay, now last of all, we have the thermal scoped AR. Now, I love the changes that it's had to the scope. I think it's really cool. And through the scope, the bullets look blue, which blue is my favourite colour, so I think that just looks awesome to me. But the increased fire rate is really good if you can tap fast, like with a pistol. But it doesn't have much ammo capacity, and it takes a while to reload. So it's good from mid to long range, I would say, if you can hit your shots. But I don't think that the quick shooting with this is very good, so I'm gonna put it in trash. Now, I could put it in okay or good if you get a higher rarity, but I think these things are actually a bit too rare, honestly. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. Let me know down in the comments if you'd rank anything differently, and I will see you in another video.